Hi there, this is Tina from TinaHeals.com and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this video is about an Aries ascendant, a Sagittarius moon and a Taurus sun. So you have your ascendant degree or your rising sign is in cardinal fire, and it is the domain of Mars, the red planet of action and war and strife and all things masculine. You have your moon in mutable fire, which is Sagittarius, and this is all about new horizons opening up, new cultures opening up to you, okay? And you're very much the gypsy at heart and very, very freedom loving. You have your sun, and this is a 9th house moon that you have. And you have your sun in Taurus. Traditionally, sun does not do very well in Taurus. Some astrological traditions also say that sun and Venus are not friends, they're enemies. So sun in Taurus is not a very good position. This is earth, feminine, and the other two are masculine, fire, and Taurus is Venus domain. You know, this is all things exquisitely feminine. Now, the ascendant is the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth. And the sign on which it falls is your rising sign. So your rising sign or your ascendant is like the armor you wear to interface with the world. It is your physical body, your hand gestures, how you look, the illnesses that can happen to you. It's basically a sum total of your being. It's like the armor you wear, the Jungian mask, okay? The persona that you show to people. It is how people perceive you when you walk into a room. So with your Aries ascendant, a rising sign, when you walk into a room with that purposeful stride and those edgy eyes, people can see you're a leader. People can see you are a go-getter, the dominant. You're not afraid of making eye contact. You're not afraid to stare down an enemy. You enjoy the chase, especially if it's romantic, and you are pretty much the dominant force around, okay? And because Aries is meant to be the trailblazer, it's meant to go places we can't go. It's got that Martian power, and Mars is not just war and strife, it's our action principle. With an afflicted Mars, we can get nothing done. So being an Aries ascendant, the position of Mars and the aspects it makes and the dispositors and many things, you have to see Mars in your natal chart to truly figure out where you're headed. But the sole ruler of Aries is Mercury, Thoth Hermes, which is about higher wisdom. So ultimately the goal of Aries is higher wisdom. It's not Martian fight and conflict. So you are the pioneer, the initiator. You're also the infant of the zodiac. And because you're the first sign of the zodiac, right? And when the soul enters Aries, it enters so with a mini Big Bang, and everything is born anew. Aries is a sign of youth, the promise of renewal, the sign of spring, right? So there's definitely a sense of a streak of selfishness with infancy, because the child understands self-preservation. But as eminent astrologer Stephen Forrest puts it, the goal of Aries should be enlightened selfishness. And then you can truly get out that visionary side to you, because you're here to trailblaze and take us places and show us things we can't see otherwise, because you have no fear. And couple that with your moon in Sag, you can be quite the adrenaline junkie, but I think your Taurus sun is going to balance you there. Now, when your soul is born in the agitating, turbulent fires of Aries, it is asking, screaming out for new directionality, right? But this is not a soothing zone. This is Aries, according to esoteric astrology, a sign of death. You must be burnt in the fires of Aries to be resurrected anew, right? And the placement of Mars will show you how angry you get, okay? And remember, Virgo is your sixth house of health. Aries rules the head. So this is a very important part of you, you know, and you keep this. This is a sort of an identity marker for you. So you're the way you wear your hair, and many people, many Aries people wear their hair short. And even women, they just have more testosterone in them, okay, more masculine. And they have tremendous amounts of physical energy. So if you don't know how to use this will burn you up. With a difficult Mars, you can have ENT issues, sensitivity to teeth and gum, persistent headaches, migraines, chronic acne, and glasses, loss of hair, and all that happening. Now, remember, since Virgo is your sixth house of health, Virgo rules digestion and nervous system. So what you put in your mouth and how you feel, if you're angry or stressed, you know, it can come through as a headache and a dis-ease. Be mindful of that. You have very swift metabolism, and you very fast metabolism, and you move also very fast. And during difficult aspects of Mars to your personal planets, this can, you know, mean accidents. So when Mars, transiting Mars, is hitting your personal planets, be careful of gun violence, heavy machinery, driving under the influence, and all of that, okay? Remember, you've got to empower Mars, and this is the journey. This is how you will truly understand yourself. And with your moon in Sag, Mars is exalted in Sagittarius, does very well. It's a very powerful position. So maybe if you have Mars, 9,000 Mars conjunct your moon, I don't know, check out your Mars, because you have to be outdoorsy. And Sag is a sign that can be outdoorsy as well as bookish. They have two sides to them, you know. Now, with your 9th moon, you're never happy with your surrounding. You always want to change. And this wanting to change and the need for variety is very, very characteristic of a Sagittarius moon. So the moon is an emotional and instinctual energy. It's how we nurture, how we were nurtured. You know, our emotions, our thoughts, our ideas, and personal ones, you know. It's the habit patterns we create every day. So the moon sign is a very private side of us. It's also our childhood and our mother. So having your moon in Sag, you're the eternal gypsy. And Sagittarius, it rules the thighs, the hips, and the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland also is responsible for lactation, release of oxytocin. It's kind of like the mother gland of all glands, the pituitary. So having a difficult moon in Sag can, you know, even show up with problems that have to do with even fertility, sexuality, menstrual cycles. All of this is related to the pituitary gland. So you see, I have to take care of that. Hips and thighs, very important. Your moon lives in your hips and thighs, your emotions. You know, it could pain if you're very emotionally distraught, but you don't truly touch base with your emotions. Sagittarius is this fire sign that is Jupiter's domain, you know, and Jupiter is all about expansion. It expands. So even if you're going through difficult transits, it can exacerbate. So you're very optimistic, positive, jovial, funny. The root of the word jovial is Jupiter. So you're very, very Jupiterian. And Sagittarius moon, you are an eternal student in the classroom of life. And you're also the eternal teacher. And sometimes you learn best when you teach. This is very important. Moon in Sagittarius, you are the most spiritual of the fire signs, Sag, you know, and you have fire happening, a lot of fire, because you have your ascendant degree in Aries. So you've got to balance this fire out and really feel and be able to complete, because fires are great with starting new things, not great with the detailing and completions. So that's something that you've got to learn. And you're most comfortable when you're roaming from place to place and interacting with foreigners and foreign cultures, moon in Sagittarius. Because you find a deep emotional fulfillment when you can truly integrate into a foreign system, structure, and you can truly make other people your own family. And this gives you a very deep emotional fulfillment. But and this takes care of your spiritual needs, because you need to connect with other people to feel spiritually alive. You're very spiritual. The arrow of Sagittarius, firstly it was a centaur, the glyph of Sag, then became an archer, and now it is just a arrow with a piece of the bow. It's all about directionality and spiritual awakening. Many people don't realize it, but Sagittarius is about a higher wisdom and philosophy. It's the archetype of the philosopher, to take you to spiritual awakening. That is what Jupiter wants you to do. And in Capricorn, you have the final initiation. You do not want to create routines or do a 9 to 5 that will just stifle you. Okay, you very much want to see the bigger picture, not so bothered with little detailing and routine and all of that. And you have a linkage with Chiron. I was just talking about that, the centaur that was your glyph first. It was Chiron, the centaur, the wounded healer. And Chiron was always a healer, even before he was mortally wounded, but he just continued on his path, and he was, and it's not even that he could heal his own wound. So with Sagittarius, you may be teaching about healing, but you have to look at your own wounds too. When you need to acknowledge how you feel, because sometimes you're so busy moving from place to place, people to people, that you don't concentrate on how you feel. Okay, now it's about teaching and learning, a symbiotic relationship. That is the best approach. Don't become overzealous or bigoted. That is the shadow side of Sagittarius, because you're so concerned with the truth, you'll end up thinking your truth is the only truth. And there we have the Bible thumping, the Quran thumping, the Bhagavad Gita thumping, religious fanaticism. Okay, everything is about a balance. The moon and Sag, you hate victim mentality, but you're ready to go all out with someone who's pushing the limits. Okay, you're definitely very open, not possessive or anything when it comes to love. And your mom was probably a foreigner, and you might marry a foreigner. Probabilities are high that you will marry a foreigner. Now, Sun in Taurus, as I said, Sun does not traditionally do well in Taurus. Taurus is all things Venusian, and it's about finding beauty in form. Okay, Taurus rules the throat. So you have your sun in your throat. So you may be a good orator. You may be a good singer. Okay, and Taurus is the archetype of the builder, like the bull, slow and steady. But Taurus, fixed earth, can be very stubborn. It's very feminine, beautiful energy, in contrast to your masculine rising sign and moon sign. And your sun, which is a very masculine embodiment, is in a feminine sign. And this is the time of night, Taurus, actually. It is the time of, it's like as dark as the womb, the Taurian energy, and it deals with the earth and the physical body. So you could very well be in a banking system, but doing something creative and traveling, because you are definitely, with your Sagittarius moon, you bring that to the table. And the sun is your father, and you have a second house sun, so money could come from your father. And resources, if there are any problems with your sun, any hard aspects, then there'll always be problems about money, resources, creating security around you. Taurus suns are very, very into security, okay? And since it also rules your physical body, you can have a propensity to put on weight. But if you balance it with your Aries swift metabolism, I don't think that should be a problem. And Sag, you're so outdoorsy, go for a hike. Remember, with an Aries ascendant, you have tremendous energy that comes to you, okay? And all things Venusian will work with you. Banking, money, beauty. even being a photographer, because you have these two other combinations. Having a Taurus sun will enable you to take some beautiful photographs or paint. So I hope you like that as much as I like making it for you. Subscribe, please, like and comment, and visit my website and let me know what you think. Thank you.